Okay, so this is going to be part 2 in my tutorial series for just general mapping for Fivem and GTA. So this video I'm just going to be showing housing, like adding houses and paths, that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be using houses from the vanilla game, make things easier. Of course, you can use any house model, building model, whatever. I'm just going to be positioning them in like the general position for now. Just get a like feel for how I want to lay this out. Something like this can work for now. So what I was thinking in this area, back area, add like a basketball court or playground or something. And over here, add like a big tree to fill up the space. So what I'm going to be doing now is just uh, join these houses together. Just select them all. Then you can either do Control J or right click and then join. I'm going to center the object origin. Then I'm going to probably rename this to something more reasonable. Now I'm going to embed all the textures, but probably if you're doing an actual project, you should be using texture dictionaries always, or 99% of the time. What I'm going to do is apply the rotation. You don't need to do that, that's optional. Now what I'm going to do is create a drawable. Then go here to the archetype definition and add it to the Y type. Select your drawable and click auto create from selected. What we can do is go ahead and export the Y type and export our drawable for our house, and make sure you have selected objects on. That's all good. That error shouldn't matter. Then what we're going to do is go to scripting and type bpy context.object.location to get the location to put into the Y map. So then we can go into CodeWalker and put it into our RPF Explorer. So go Tools, RPF Explorer, and go to the same file location from earlier. Doesn't have to be, but it's probably best to do. gonna drag the, oh. I don't know why this is not working. Hold on. These is missing a texture, I believe. Go here, double check. That's the wrong tab. I think it's here is why. That's why it's not working. Check everything else has a texture. Good now. Let me just re-embed everything just in case. Yeah, there we go. That should have fixed it. Now let me drag this in here. See our houses are connected. We're gonna drag these updated files into our resource folder. Start Code Walker. And you can go into Blender and go to the scripting tab and copy the location. Open up our project and go to the location. Then we're gonna do here is select our custom YMap, go to YMap and then new entity and paste the location. Okay, that is not what I meant to copy. Paste the location and then change the name. Go. And make sure you calculate the flags and extents on your custom YMap. Then now what we can do is work on the paths and sidewalks. So usually what I would do is, as you can see here, like it doesn't line up correctly with the path or the stairs on the house. So what I would probably do is either add a loop cut or slide this over. In this case, it's probably easier to just add a loop cut. And then I'll probably add another loop cut over here. What we're going to do is find a... Easier to just reuse ones that are already imported, but sometimes you might have to use custom ones. There's no real like gravel texture. Not gravel. I guess we could use this sidewalk here. Copy the name here. And then go to your terrain mesh. Click the plus over here and go to the bottom left here and paste the name that you've copied. You can go ahead and just assign the mesh to the new texture. As you can see here, the UVs are kind of fucked up. So we're gonna have to remap the UVs for the sidewalk. Select the ones you've changed. Go to cube projection. Select that. And then you can, or wait, I think we can just unwrap it, yeah. Should work just unwrapping it. And you can just play around with the UVs until it looks good. Like that works. I'll do the same over here. Probably add a loop cut here. Slide these over so it's not so jagged. Gonna unwrap that. Move this over a bit. Might scale this up. More tiles. Good for now. I'll do the same here. Probably add a loop cut. And then slide these over. And what you can do is add another loop cut here. Slide this over so works for me. Here the mesh is a little more tricky, so what I'm going to do is select this vertice and then press K for the knife. Drag it over to this vertice here. And once you have both selected, just press enter to add a new edge to make things a little easier. Then I'm going to slide this over a tiny bit, go more straight, and then that works. Wrap this. Might slide this over. There's no gap. Could be good. I'm just gonna embed these textures here on the right. And export our terrain again. Back into CodeWalker and then the RPF Explorer. And import your terrain XML and put it into your stream folder on your resource. We can go ahead and restart CodeWalker just so it doesn't crash when you open it. Open the resource, or what am I saying? When you open up the project, it'll crash if you update the YDR. So now that we have this done, what we can do is add a couple trees and bushes just to populate the area. So there's a website that or actually what you can do for now is what I usually do is just look around the surrounding areas and grab the props from the area. So for example, down here, I would select this, copy the name, and go back over here to our custom YMap. Go to YMap, new entity, and paste the name. You can just position it. Probably another one over here as well. Maybe another one at the back here. Then you can just go ahead and calculate the flag and extents and save the Y map. I think there's a playground model up here somewhere. Gotta find it. Be up here somewhere. Yeah, right here. Copy this over there. Close the project and reopen it. Go to Y map, new entity. Let me just delete that entity and then just duplicate it off of this. To duplicate it, what you can do is select it, press shift, and then drag the arrow. Okay, that wall might be an issue. I guess that wall can stay for now. Fuck it. Save that, and then I honestly, basically all you can do is just. I'm not gonna like go over the entire propping like method, because obviously it's changes per project, but basically just replicate what is already in the game. Like see here, add fences, add garbage, add chairs. Just go ahead and just detail the whole area. Like see here, you probably have to remove these as well as it's blocking the sidewalk, but. Yeah, for the most part, this is all you really need to do. But oh, lastly, we're gonna add collisions for the houses. So to do so, what I'm gonna do is um the house mesh, do collision tools, and create bound composite. And I'm gonna join it into the terrain collision. That way, it's just one collision file. So to do so, just select the bound geometry BVH. Drag it while holding shift and parent it, like hover over this, the top part here, and then it'll join it. You can just delete this here. I'm going to remove all this. Obviously, what you should do is just go through and match the collisions with what it looks like so it has proper collision materials. But for now, I'm just going to use the default collision for everything. And make sure you apply the flags to your bound geometry BVH. Go ahead and just export this again. Oh, I didn't mean to close Code Walker. Oh, also, you need to, lastly, you need to remove the vanilla occlusions here. So to do so, what you're going to need to do is change the selection type to occlusion, select one of them, and add a project. You can also export it and edit in Blender, but since there's not many here, I'm gonna actually I'll show you how to do it in Blender. I'll copy the YMap name of the occlusions to RPF Explorer and search the YMap name. So export XML. And then what we can do is go back into Blender, hide the collisions just to make our life easier, and import the new occlusion YMap. Oh, it should be this one. As you can see here, it's made all the occlusions, so we're just gonna remove the ones closest or just in our project area. That should be good, and then we can go ahead and just export the Y map. Go, and then we can hide this, and make sure you import this into your RPF. Then put it into your stream folder. Go ahead and restart CodeWalker. Up our project. And hopefully, if actually I gotta open up the file. All that up, and then if we switch to occlusion, it should be gone. Yeah, there we go. Trying to think of what else needs. I think that's everything. But sometimes there'll be scenarios, as you can see here, these white boxes. I'll leave that for an entire different video, as they're a lot more complicated. But that's like if you see like a local pet or whatever, like just standing around or sitting on a wall, that's what's causing it. So if there's anything else, it could be everything. That's, I guess that wraps up the second part of this tutorial. Maybe I'm not sure if there'll be another episode of this, but let me know if in the comments if you have any issues.